Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? I did not plan to go live. I'm not going to be before you long. I'm going to have an official live next week, a planned live. But I was on Facebook in the forums, had not planned on going live today at all. I feel so passionately, so passionate about what I'm about to say. Somebody posted in the forum, one of the forums, about music theory and how much music theory they need or whatever. And I'm seeing all these like well-intentioned posts, well-intentioned posts that I think are gonna have that person wasting years of time potentially. And even as a so-called YouTuber, you know, I would be very weary of trying to find too much theory information on YouTube. Here's the thing: how much? Me and my boy, Gentleman Sharp from Waterseed, we're gonna we have these conversations all the time. How much music theory do you need to know? It all depends. It all depends. I'm gonna scream this from the mountaintops, and I don't care who. What's up, Orange Juice? I don't care who, like, what so-called other guru or whatever. Man, how much theory you need to know depends. I would ask yourself, like I asked this young person in the what's up baseline project. The thing that I asked this young person in the and I'm being respectful. This was a young person, judging from the profile and stuff. The questions I would, she said, I want to jam with friends. That's the first thing she said. I want to jam with friends. But everybody hears theory and everybody wants to be an expert. And you know, put these think pieces about, man, I want to jam with my friends. Okay, cool. I'm gonna ask you this: what kind of music do you and your friends like? What kind of music do you and your friends like? And she didn't. I don't know if she saw my post or whatever, but if you and your friends are not playing, something uber complicated, you got to learn it in context, and let the music kind of guide you. It, Look, I didn't plan on going live, but I really mean this, man. Every song, every bass line that you learn, everything has a lesson to teach you. It's gonna teach you. It's gonna teach you a harmonic concept. It's gonna teach you a technique concept. It's gonna teach you a rhythmic concept. Every single thing. What's up, my bro? Everything that you learn is going to teach you something, right? Uh, I didn't plan on playing nothing, but I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example right now. One of the first things I ever played was, all I knew was that fret, or it was actually this fret. Boom, dum, 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 dum. I didn't know nothing else about that. I didn't know anything else about that besides that. So what was I learning as a kid with this? First of all, it was Controversy by Prince. I knew that I liked Prince, right? I don't know what's happening in the guitar. I don't know what's happening in the keys. I would learn that later. But just in this, what am I learning? I was learning alternating on my fingers. I was also learning that if I release pressure off my finger, I'm going to get short staccato notes, right? I'm teaching myself this, right? I'm teaching myself this at this time, right? I'm struggling right now. We're learning new songs, and it's the best teacher. It's the best teacher. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think the The best teachers are going to be teachers that teach you how to teach yourself. Let me say that again. The best teachers are going to be teachers that teach you how to teach yourself. I can't teach anybody anything. I can show you something. I can show you, and then you have to, and I can, and what I can do, is I say, hey, look, this is a practice methodology that has worked for me, right? And in what I do. I saw somebody else kind of going off about, who's qualified to be a teacher and all that, blah, 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 blah. That's a whole nother bag of, a whole nother thing that went on one of these base forums. But listen, what's up, Timothy B? Check it. I know if somebody came to me and they said I wanted to learn progressive metal, I'm probably not going to be the right dude for them. Because I don't know anything. I could teach. Yes, there's things I can teach them. Music, for music's sake. But if they came specifically wanting to know techniques and all that, how them dudes be doing this shit, what they using all that. Man, I don't know anything about that. So I would have to tell them, look, I'm not the right person, but maybe this person or that person or whatever. If you want to learn something else related to the instrument, I could do that. Anyway, let me go back because I'll tangent. First thing, what do you want to learn? What do you want to play? It's got to be in context. This instrument is a very hard instrument to learn out of context. I'm going to say that again because I mean it. This is a hard instrument to learn out of context because it is it's traditionally a supportive instrument. It is the link between rhythm and harmony. So there's different things that we have to know, but until your ears kind of develop, until you understand how what you're doing is affecting everything else around it, it can be difficult. So if you go day one, all right, we kind of got that, and we can kind of hear some music out of that, right? And then maybe you hear that, and those are tried and true exercises and etudes and things like that have been around for a very, very long time. But if that's not the thing that's really getting your goat and you can't see that leading you anywhere, then you're probably going to have really slow progress or, you're going to get bored and you'll quit. Now, listen, I do believe 100%, I do believe that there is power in wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, right? I'm going to try to get deep here for a second. But Daniel-san was doing that in real context. There was some context there. So back to this post again. So she's saying, I want to jam with my friends. I took the post. I closed the page, but it's on one of the bass player forums, and I understand that people are well intended, but man, you get off the forum. Get off the forum. Get off of the. I'm a YouTuber, right? Now I've been building. And if you're a new subscriber, I thank you. We just hit 30,000, a little over 30,000. I think last week or something like that. Big accomplishment for me. I'm happy about it, right? Now, it's easy to. YouTube is a grind. YouTube is a real grind, and so it's easy to get my phone about to die. It's easy to get caught in the grind of looking at YouTube videos and of how to do this, how to make titles and thumbnails and blah, 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 blah. It's easy to get lost in that. Easier to get lost in that than it is to do the god doggone work. And the same thing is true for bass playing, pickleball, whatever. You know what I mean? So we have to be careful of that. We have to be careful of that, and sometimes we just have to buckle down. But I understand that if you're new, you may not know the right questions to ask. And so I'm gonna, before I wrap up, because I didn't really plan on going live today. What is the music that you like? What are your outlets to play that music with other people? And sometimes you gotta reverse engineer. Oh, I wanted to tell you, that was one of the first recognizable things I played. Middle school. I didn't know what that was. I knew it was a song. I knew it was Iron Man. I didn't know nothing else besides that. Okay? I knew it sounded dark. Right? I didn't have the vocabulary for, oh, this is major or this is minor. I didn't learn that till later. Ooh, I gotta set this bass up, man. I put a new bridge on here. And this doing... It's doing some weird stuff, and there's some new strings on here as well. But I didn't know that was A minor. I didn't have any idea about that. That was something I had to learn on the journey. Oh, and if it's A minor, what's up, AJ? If it's A minor, then I learned, oh, the minor chord could be a 2, a 3, or a 6 in a major scale. Oh, well, if A minor is a 6, then, A minor is the 6 of what? C major. Like all that stuff, man. What's up, Jade? All that stuff comes when it comes. And when you need to know it, all depends. I'm going to give you another example. This is going to be a good example. So, what music theory is only a way for you to talk about music, for you to theorize about music, to be able to share musical ideas succinctly, right? So last week I went to go do a writing session. I ain't trying to put nobody on blast, and I ain't trying to. And the keyboard, damn, the guy, we here now. Keyboard player was a nice guy. A little bit, orange juice, yes, a little bit goes a long way. A little bit goes a lot longer than you think. I know some people, I'm going to tell you right now, I know some people that could theorize the shit out of music, and they can't play none. They can't play none, but they can talk about it. They could talk about it all day and night. And then I know some people that couldn't explain music theory if they had to their head. They couldn't explain it to you, but they play circles around just about anybody. Right? So I'm in this writing session, and I'm not MDing this or whatever, but then I see this keyboard player, man, we waste 10 minutes. We wasted 10 minutes of time talking about something. And that thing that we were talking about was 3 major chords. The end. 3 major chords. That was it. 3 major chords. We wasted 10 minutes. Hold on, y'all. I'm not saying that music theory isn't important. But if you're sitting around right now and you frustrated about playing the bass, you spend too much goddamn time on YouTube and not enough time taking inventory of the songs that you know and the songs that you want to play and who you want to play them with. I say it all the time. You don't know. Look around at all the children in your life. Every toddler you know. Think about your own self. There is not a child alive anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world that waits until they go to school to start sharing ideas. Not, no place, no how. It is not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. And I stand by that. All of us the same way. Even if English isn't your first language, we're all the same way. I feel discomfort. I'm a baby. I feel discomfort, so I cry. There's a woman who just did a study, and she said, and she had some, it was an interesting study, but she was showing how certain sounds that are universal to babies are kind of how they are saying certain things, and we all do it. We all do it, right? You get to the point when there's this, I like to talk about the hole in the wall music all the time. We playing that, and then somebody said, play that song, I can't even think. All these damn songs sound the same. I came out to have a good time, and that's what's all. And there's this other song, I left home to be with my side piece or something like that. And people are thinking, ooh, this is so, ooh. I was like, man, look, let me tell you how to, if I could tell you, I say, here's how the sausage is made, right? That F happens to be the root of an F major chord. All I did there was I played the 5th to the 6th, and I played a hammer on. And then I played the root of the 2 chord. Jade, Jade, you too young to be in the, Jade, you in the South. That's what, that you know this music. So, and then I played the, you know what I'm saying? That's how the sausage is made. But the thing is, there's like 100 songs that got the same pattern or the same ingredients. Watch this. Same as used to spend my nights out at the barroom, looking for the only love I know. But you rescued me, reaching for the bottom. Yeah, Mel Waiters. And brought me back to being too far gone. Right? All that's the same shit. But I say, in that case right there, I played it in F major and not A major. A little bit goes a long way. I am building my, what I'm going to call my flagship course, My Way. Y'all join me over at the Groove School, grooveschool.co, or you can go to sonofabass.com. It's $9.99 a month. However, you get 10 days for free. And you will get to preview and beta test every new lesson that I put up over there. Okay? But everything is practical. None of this theory for theory's sake. None of this exercise for exercise sake. Bullshit. I maybe need to log off soon because I'm a little excited. Y'all know how I do. I'm a lot of energy. It's been an energetic day. Context is key. And the Groove School might not be for you. I might not be for you. That's cool too. But you got to answer those questions. What is it you want to play? Then you got to find the connections. Man, if I walk into a session, I'm going to tell you right now. So in this session I was in the other day, I'm thinking, and I'm always thinking about, this could be some good content, right? I'm thinking like the person who is trying to explain, I can't call names, the person who's trying to explain to this other person what they want them to do, I'm like, yo, you're supposed to be able to interpret that, right? Respectfully interpret that. I'll give you an example. Let's say I didn't have the vocabulary and I was talking to a guitar player. I was trying to hire a guitar player. And I would say, man, I want this funk thing. I want this, but I don't really have a language. I would expect that guitar player to start playing from some of the major funk houses, if you will. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Just like in fashion. And I say, I want you to play from the house of Prince, the house of Niles, maybe the house of Corey Wong. Maybe, do you understand what I'm saying? Let me know in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. So if I say, man, I want a Prince thing. I'll give you an example. I was playing a gig on Bourbon Street, and one brother was playing a gig. He was a regular dude on the gig, but he showed up with a 7-string all the time. I'm one of the co-band leaders of the thing, and I'm like, man, look, man, I'm a funk guy. You're not gonna impress me with a whole lot of lead, because that's icing. I need cake. I want cake, and I want the cake. I asked the brothers, hey man, do you own a Strat? At the time, he told me no, but you see, I know now when I see him around town, he's playing the Stratocaster. I'm like, how the hell are you around this town and you don't have a workhorse of American music guitar playing? But then another guy came in and he knew that I was on the Prince tip. He knew that was what I wanted. So when he showed up at the gig, he showed up with a Telecaster. Huh? This is what I'm saying. How much theory do you need? You need enough theory to communicate these ideas. I'm born here. What's happening? You understand? That's how much you need. You don't need, and some of y'all, I don't know if you want to start typing your ages in the thing, but some of y'all are only playing bass as an outlet for after work. You might be playing at church. You might be playing in a cover band. You might just be playing with friends. You might be playing with your kid. Because I know some people that have kids that are old enough to be, to be in bands and stuff. And they're just like, look, this is just an outlet for me. I just want to play. So I would ask, what's up, Gabe? I would ask, yo, what are you trying, what you trying to do? Man, shit. You want to know the 24 permutations? Okay, let's do that. You're going to get bored out your goddamn mind. Oh, you want to know every single way there is to play a triad? You're going to get bored out your mind. Now, if you want to know that because you want to write music for the electric bass guitar, that's a whole different thing. And even then, you may not still need to know all of that stuff. I'm not saying that it's not important. Music theory is important. It's just, we got to be realistic about how deep down that rabbit hole we go. You know what I mean? There's a saying that I just recently learned, and y'all, this is deep. There's for those who don't know, sometimes I get real transparent on this channel. I went through a hellish divorce, unnecessarily hellish. Anyway, during that time, came across this guy, John Sexton, and he quoted I think it's a Frost poem. I wish I knew no astronomy when stars appear. Let me say that again. I wish I knew no astronomy when stars appear. In his context, he was talking about, he's a divorce attorney, and so he sees behind the curtain. He's seen the wizard. He has seen the wizard, right? He knows how the sausage is made. And so when I say I wish I knew no astronomy when stars appear, it doesn't mean that I just want to be oblivious. I do want to play with intention and know what I'm playing and why I'm playing it. But I also had the goal or the vision of being a professional bass player. And I wanted to play in as many different situations as I possibly can. Right? And I've been able to do that. I've been able to travel all over the world playing bass. Known shit, unknown shit. I've sat in more theater pits than I can count. I can read all that. I have can teach. have a bachelor's in music. How many people do you think care about my degree in music when I go play? None. 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 If I had it to do all over again, I would have never pursued a degree in music. I got a degree in something else. It's probably one of the most useless degrees ever. Useless. Nobody cares about that. Anyway, I've been on quite the soapbox this afternoon, and I didn't mean to. So anyway, like I said, I am still building things while I'm flying it, but I'm building something right now that I think is pretty goddamn good and pretty cool. So, sonofabase.com or grooveschool.co. Meet me over there. 10 days for free. $9.99 a month, right? Or a discounted rate, $107 a year. Same discount, but you get to see everything that I'm doing. You get access to all of that stuff. I'm building something right now. Gabe knows. Gabe will tell you. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up off here. Get up off my soapbox. Get up off of that thing. All right. Be well. Be well. Be well. Peace, y'all. 2 fingers.